and I am more human than some. What does that mean? Howdy y'all, my name is Gretchen. I'm the Restless Thrifter, and I am a reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. I sell mostly clothes. I buy them at thrift stores for a really great price, and then I resell them to you guys for a really great price as well. So I go over my top 10 sales every week, my fast flips, so anything that sold in 14 days or less, and then my bad buys, which I should start calling my lessons learned, because I really learn a lot from making these mistakes. It's not that I would never want to make a mistake again. You don't learn that way, and it's also impossible because we're human. I am a bit behind in these sales updates. I'm going to be covering the week of October 15th through 21st. I will tell you a little bit about each item. I will include what platform it sold on, how many days it took to sell, so you can get an idea of whether these things are fast sellers or not. I'll tell you the price it sold for, the cost of goods, that's how much I paid for it, and then I'll tell you the profit I made. Okay, so we are going to dive right in. I'll be looking down. I do read off the title to you guys of exactly how it was listed in the listing so you can get an idea of my keywords. And since it's been a week since I sold all these things, or 2 weeks at this point, there's some returns, so I can mention those as well and the reasons. And I will say I have been a little sloppy lately. I've had a lot on my mind. If you've watched my previous videos, you know my mom recently passed. I've been here taking care of her. A lot on my mind, okay? But it has cost me. So the first thing is a Milwaukee Tool Under Armour men's size medium quarter zip employee pullover loose fit. It's not a medium. It's a small. That was the mistake. It sold in 16 days on eBay. A customer sent me an offer, and it also was a promoted listing. I had found this in the Dallas bins, and I thought Milwaukee beer when I saw this. I was like, Milwaukee's a beer, right? Oh yeah, somebody's gonna want it. People like beer things. It's not. It's Milwaukee Tool. It's power tools. But people still are buying those. I don't know if it's employees who are buying them, but I found comps for them. This sold for $31.12. My cost of goods was $1.54. That was my average cost of goods at the Dallas bins that day. And by bins, I mean the Goodwill outlet, so where you buy things by the pound. And my profit was $15.98. Now in reality, my profit's going to be negative something or other because I'm going to refund them in full with the cost of shipping included. And then I'm going to relist it and hopefully make some money back and still make a little bit of a profit. But that was my mistake because it clearly says small. Well, it says SM on the inside tag, and it probably just means small. So the guy said, hey, you sent me a small. I'd really still like it if you have a medium. And I said, no, I don't. You can open a return. And he opened an item not as described, which is not great for my selling record, but it is what it is. It was not as described. That's my fault. Oh, and actually I'm sharing with you the top 9. One of the items I had to cancel because the buyer said that their address wasn't correct, and so they just never got back to me. I was afraid to send it to the wrong address and create a whole issue and lose this pair of shoes, so I just canceled the order and they still never got back to me. I did end up selling it the following week, so we'll talk about it then. Next item is a ModCloth plus size 4X button-up top velvet velour teal blue Be Buzzworthy. Be Buzzworthy is the style name that ModCloth gave it. They give it these cute names. I think it's more helpful for resellers to find each other's stuff than it is for actual customers. But I think those other keywords were more important. The velvet, the button-up, the size, and ModCloth still always sells quickly for me, especially in the plus sizes. And this sold in 2 days on eBay through a customer offer, counter offer situation. I can't remember what they sent me initially, but I had just listed this. I'm like, nah, I know how ModCloth does. It's like a little bit more, so I countered offered, and we landed on $32.98. That includes the cost of shipping. I had paid $2.64. I got this at a thrift store in Amarillo when I was driving between Denver and Dallas one time. So my profit was $17.78. The next is something that sold as a bundle on Poshmark. This pair of jeans took 248 days to sell, so I wouldn't pick them up again. Levi's highball roll camo patch shredded jeans, size waist 34, bleached light blue wash. And I thought these were pretty cool looking. I was dipping into men's jeans, trying to figure out what works there. I still am. And it was a bundle sale, as I mentioned, and a customer sent me an offer. And the other bundle item was a pair of Z Cavariccis that I just paid too much for. They were pretty cool. They were a floral applique flare leg, kind of hippie jeans. The Levi's came to $35.12, and my cost of goods had been $9.78, and my profit was $18.32. So still good, but I didn't make as much on the Z Cavariccis. They're nowhere in my top 10 or my fast flips or even in my lessons learned, because I just kind of let those go for lower to make the sale of the bundle. Next sale is a City Chic plus size 20/L flex fit Tsubaki dress, flutter sleeve, ombre floral blue. Beautiful floral dress. I sell a lot of these City Chic dresses. I came upon a whole bunch of them at a thrift, and I've been listing them in batches, and they sell every week. This particular one took 88 days to sell. It's one of the first ones I listed, and it's taken a while. I've noticed that the floral ones just aren't selling as quickly, and maybe because spring and summer has passed. This one I just loved the colors of. It did sell on eBay. A customer sent me an offer, and it was a bit lower than I've been selling these other dresses, but because I figured this was kind of an off-season dress, I took an offer of $39.94. It also was a promoted listing, so my fees were a little bit higher. My cost of goods was $2.71, and my profit was $18.57. And usually I'm making over $25 at least on these dresses, if not more. Next sale, Figs Scrubs. Remember that. It is a very popular brand of scrubs. They sell quickly, and they are really, really soft. So when you go through the scrub section, if you bypass that area, usually you might want to stop by and look real quick and just feel along. And you're going to feel a whole bunch of stiff and crunchy and rough textured things. When you come across a soft one, stop and look at it and see if it says Figs. It's usually in all caps inside. And this was my Figs Lot of 2 size extra small scrub tops, seal blue Casma 3-pocket and Raffaella oversized. A lot of words you may not recognize if you're not familiar with Figs. These were 2 tops of different styles. There was the Casma 3-pocket and the Raffaella. And the Raffaella has this kind of mock neck, and it's very loose. The extra small looked more like a large, to be honest. And these sold in 8 days on Mercari through a customer offer of $35. I had paid $8.64 for the 2 together, and my profit was $21.54. You can actually make a lot more on Figs if you can find some of the really sought after colorways. Next is a really cool vintage skirt. It's a Preston and York. I think that's a Dillard's brand. Size 12 suede leather skirt, maxi tan, A-line snap boho western. It snapped down the front. It was a beautiful, heavy suede. It was just so cute, and I loved it so much. It inspired me to list a whole bunch of blazers and sweaters, and I photographed so many things with this skirt on my dress form because it was just really cool. It sold in 1 day on Mercari through a customer offer of $34. My cost of goods was $3.25, and my profit is $26.06. Now, I might have held onto that or counter offered because it was so cool. It was leather. It was vintage. However, I am going to be packing up in Texas and moving back to Denver in the next couple of weeks. And so I am really trying to push out inventory. I don't want to have to rent a bigger U-Haul for one thing. And it's just going to be easier when I get home and try to get organized all over again to not have as much stuff with me. Next item is a Stanley Cup 1996 vintage hat, Colorado Avalanche starter, NHL, new with tags, or NWT, adjustable. I went back and forth with this buyer on this because I didn't want to let it go for the, I think, $15 or $20 they offered at first. And so we really negotiated. And I know you're always at risk of losing a sale that way, but I was not going to sell it for too cheap. I really thought I could get like $75 or 80, maybe even more for this thing at first. But then the Avalanche went and won the Stanley Cup again. So I think this might have been better off if I had sold it before they did that. So I looked up comps. I was like, let me check comps. And I actually saw some that were listed for the same price we landed on, which was $40. And so I'm like, okay, he can get this somewhere else. I might as well just give it to him for $40. Sold in 32 days on Poshmark. And I had paid $2.16 at my honey hole in Denver. I made $29.84. Pretty good on a hat. The next is a coat. It is fall finally here in Texas even. Not enough to wear a coat like this, but it's getting there. This was an Airborne Landing Leathers size XXLT Air Force A2 flight bomber jacket coat. Really neat leather bomber jacket that is modeled after the ones the pilots wore in World War II. And this was an XXL, which is great, so a bigger size, plus a tall. I love specialty sizes. There is no good in size and bad size. There isn't. I will try very hard not to say something is a good size or a bad size, but there are more sought after sizes online, especially. If you are a big and tall, you may have to buy a lot of your stuff online anyway, so you might as well go look at secondhand clothing places like eBay and Poshmark and Mercari, right? This sold in 23 days on eBay, and a customer accepted my offer. It was $63.03. That includes the cost of shipping, which is why that weird number. And my cost of goods was $8.65. I got this when it was on sale at Goodwill. I could not believe that I got such a great deal. And my profit was $41.72. It really was like new. There was a little bit of pilling on the cuffs, but really not bad. Second to last item in my top 9 is the City Chic plus size 22/XL entwine maxi dress Emerald Bridesmaids Wedding Cocktail. This is the style that I've sold the most of. I picked up every single one once I sold a few in this style. I went back and I just bought the rest in this style because I was selling all of the navy blue, and then the emerald green sells pretty well. The black sells the least, surprisingly, but the green is very pretty, and this sold for $58 after 30 days on Poshmark. This was a full price sale. This also had a case opened. Bum, bum, bum. I guess there's like a value to waiting to film these until after some of the issues come out. Anyhow, my cost of goods was $2.94, so I had made $43.46. There was a case opened. And let me tell you, maybe this is going to be a little rant. I don't know. I shouldn't really talk bad about buyers. But when people try to swindle you, the person opened a case saying that there were stains all down the front, and I was mortified. The picture showed these really large brown stains, and I'll put a picture up here so you can see. I was like, oh no, how did I miss that? Those are huge, right? Didn't see it when I was photographing, didn't see it when I packed it up in its little plastic sleeve, and then I put its little plastic sleeve in a bin, and how many days later? 30 days later, when I took it out, I didn't take it out of the sleeve and check it, but nothing had gotten on it, there's no way, right? So ship it off. And she said the package didn't have any issues. Like she really said it really wasn't the packaging. There's just stains on the dress. Like, okay. And then she kept asking every day, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? Poshmark took a little while to get back to her, and there was a weekend involved. Whatever. They got back to her and they asked for more pictures. She sent pictures of the packaging. There really wasn't any damage there. And they ended up refunding her, and I think giving me a pass. The way the email was worded was like, hey, mistakes happen, just make sure you don't do this again. But it said it is being rewarded in her favor, so because of undisclosed stains. So I got the dress back. There's no stains on it. There's no stains. I'm like, looking everywhere. I go outside, I hold it up in the sunlight, no stains. I have my dad hold it up for me. I'm looking. I saw one little mark that wasn't even the same as what was in the pictures that could have gotten on there when she was like putting it back in the package or something, but no stains like she had pictured. And I wondered if it was even the same dress that she took a picture of before, because the style looked a little bit different, the color looked a little bit different. But this color, I will tell you, is really hard to photograph. If you take it out in the sunlight, it looks one color. If you take it inside, it looks another color. I had a heck of a time trying to get it to look the color it really is. So I have no idea, right, what happened with this dress. I did message her and I said, hey, received it back, thank you. However, I can't find the stains. And she actually said, oh, I guess they evaporated. But thanks for your understanding anyway. I'm like, what? Evaporated? If only stains could evaporate, right? So I'm working to see if I can get that other little mark out. I haven't worked on it yet. It looks very surfacey, like it just like transferred on there when it was getting back in the package or something. So I'm gonna work on that. Hopefully I can get that out and I'll just resell it. I don't know what to do from here. I don't know how to report this to Poshmark. Poshmark makes it very difficult to communicate with them. If anyone knows how to do this, let me know. I appreciate that she sent it back to me not messed up. I guess she could have put some stains on there, right? I'm guessing it didn't fit her and she wanted to return it. So the mystery of the evaporating stain. Last item on the top sales is this vintage hands-made, yes, hands, not hand, I don't know why, hands-made fur blends, fur collar, jewel clasp, lamb sweater, cardigan, 50s and 60s. So cool. It did have some missing jewels in it, and they're like some stitching problems with the collars because this is vintage, but it was really pretty. This sold in 27 days on Etsy. Yay, I made a sale on Etsy. I have started to cross-list over to Etsy for the fourth quarter to see if I can make some sales for the holiday. Etsy gives, charges you fees regardless of whether something sells, and every time it relists, you have a new fee. I don't love that. So I'm just putting over my unique and vintage items. And my profit on this, I guess, will cover my fees for the fourth quarter. I don't know. I really haven't put much over there yet. But there was a customer offer counteroffer situation happening. We finally arrived at $63. Now on Etsy, I do not have the customers paying for shipping. I offer free shipping simply because of Vendoo, and that's the way I have to post. I post everything through Vendoo. I don't know, I can't figure out how to do it without free shipping. So I'm offering free shipping. My cost of goods was $4.31 and I made $43.85. Still great even with the free shipping. But I had explained to her, I was like, I can't go any lower, as low as she wanted because of the shipping. And so she actually paid. I was a little worried because I had to go lower the price for her. There's not like a way to make an offer on Etsy that I can find. And so I had to lower the price for her, and she didn't buy it that day, but she bought it the next day. So that's cool. And I think this coming week I will focus on getting some more things over on Etsy. Okay, so the next category is fast flips. So anything that sold in 14 days or less. And let me look back at the top 9 sales, and I had 3 fast flips: the Mod Cloth top, the Figs scrub tops, and the Preston New York vintage suede skirt. I had 4 other fast flips. And the first one is a lot of 2 size large 12-14 fall turtleneck sweaters, time and true lightweight. Yes, that's time and true as in Walmart. Walmart stuff can sell. These were beautiful colors, perfect for the season. I had been given these by my sister for free, and so I listed them together. I listed them pretty low because they're Walmart. I mean, I'm not going to try to make a whole lot of money off a Walmart shirt. They sold in 4 days on eBay through a customer offer of $21.82, and my profit was $10.35. So that's great. I'm not going to go source Walmart things. I'm certainly not going to do any retail arbitrage. I just listed these because they were in great condition. Like, I think they had never been worn, or maybe once, right? They were beautiful colors, perfect for fall, $10.35, not bad. The next 2 items, go Tennessee. Tennessee Volunteers. I'm actually an Aggie. So rooting for Tennessee is not usually my thing, but I'm rooting for them because every time they win a game, I sell a hat. It's like every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, something like that. And they are doing really well. So I sold 2 Tennessee Volunteers hats. I came across a bunch of probably about 12 or 15 new with tags hats at Goodwill, and they only charge $1.99 for baseball caps there. So I picked up a bunch. I had 6 Tennessee Volunteers. I now only have 2 left. So that's exciting. First one was a Tennessee Volunteers hat, snapback adjustable, top of the world, white camo OHT. That's Operation Hat Trick, I think. Something to do with the military wounded, an organization there. And it was a really cool white on white camo print. I thought it was really neat. I think I sold this one for their homecoming weekend. The guy's like, hey, I need it. Sold in 10 days on eBay, got it to him on time through a customer offer and promoted listings. Sold for $23.12. I had paid $2.15. That's after taxes at Goodwill. And my profit was $10.24. The next one was almost the exact same keywords except for the color. Tennessee Volunteers hat, snapback adjustable, top of the world, green camo cream. I really liked this one too. It sold in 13 days on eBay through a customer offer and promoted listings for $21.12, and my profit was $7.54. And then the last fast flip of that week was a Talbot's size medium dove gray sweater, cable knit peplum hem cashmere blend. Very little cashmere in it, but it made it very, very soft. Very, very. And it took 13 days to sell on eBay through a customer offer of $24.96, and my cost of goods was $4.86, and my profit was $8.23. I do believe this is one of my fall haul video items. I started picking up sweaters in the summer to get ready for fall, and this was one of those things. It was just in beautiful condition. And Talbot's is a really great brand. It's one of those mall brands that holds its value. I mean, you're not going to pay, sell it for retail prices, but you can resell it and not have to hang onto it forever and ever and ever like Ann Taylor and Loft. Oh my God, I love those stores. I could not sell their shiz. Okay, so last category is bad buys, and then I'll share my totals for the week. I have 5 things I want to share with you. And again, I was saying I want to call this lessons learned, I think, because it's not that it was a bad buy. It's just that I learned something through this process. Like look for flaws and look for flaws again. And then one more time, look for flaws. So the first lessons learned was this Woolrich size medium metal toggle closure Fair Isle bird's eye print sweater. I like to pick up this style of sweater. The reason this is a lesson learned is I was worried about condition. It felt stiff to me. I had to hand wash it and lay it flat to dry, and so it lost some of its softness. I don't think it had any shrinking issues or anything. It just was kind of a stiffer fabric, and that worried me because it's hard to describe that in a listing. I did my best. It took 364 days to sell on Poshmark. A customer did accept my offer of $13, and my cost of goods was $2.71, so I made $5.62, and I was very happy to see it go. Also very nervous, but I received positive feedback, so all's good there. Next item is an Eddie Bauer size small shirt, plaid flannel button up, 100% cotton, red, white top. 424 days to sell on Poshmark. So Poshmark is where I'm sort of clearing some things out. And mostly because shipping is really great on bundles, and I expect people to bundle, but they don't really. Anyhow, this top I bought when I panic purchased things for fall. When my first summer as a reseller, some friends of mine had started sourcing and listing for fall, and I'm like, what? I'm still sourcing bathing suits. What am I doing? Ah! So I went to my honey hole and I bought every flannel shirt they had. They were only $1, but that's not the thing to do. And Eddie Bauer's a good brand. Resale value is not super great. And this was an okay condition. I'm not going to pick up okay condition Eddie Bauer every time. That's my lesson learned here. New with tags flannel? Sure, I'll do that. A really cool flannel of some sort? Sure. Quilted shacket, maybe. Yeah, I'll do that. But this one was just super common, and a customer did accept my offer of $11. I actually did offers to likers through Poshmark one day, and it actually worked. So you're going to see a couple more of these. I spent $1.09 on it, and my profit was $4.94. Thank goodness it's gone. Next item is another one of those panic buying purchases. It's an Isaac Mizrahi, New York. It's not the Target version, but that doesn't matter. People hear Isaac Mizrahi and they hear cheap Target. So it's a gray waffle knit thermal size medium button-up cardigan sweater, and it did have some wear. It took 364 days to sell on Poshmark. Customer accepted my offer of $8. I had paid $1.09, and my profit was $3.96. Goodbye, Isaac Mizrahi. It was such a soft, nice sweater. It was lightweight. It would have been perfect for the office, you know? People are not shopping for Isaac Mizrahi. Next is Victoria's Secret's VSX Sport Knockout Crop Capri Hidden Pocket 2 Workout Pants. So this is a lot of 2 pants. And they took 316 days to sell on Poshmark. Customer accepted my offer of $14. I had paid $7.60, and my profit was $1.73. I would not pay that for Victoria's Secret's pants again, unless they were new with tags. I might. This one was not new with tags. They were in great condition, but the person owned a white dog or cat. And no matter what I did, I mean, I washed them, of course, and I used my, what do you call those things? The sticky things, lint roller, over and over and over again on it. I hand picked off the fur. I could not get all the fur off of the inside band. That was like a different kind of texture, and it stuck to it. And so I had to take pictures and disclose it, and I'm sure that turned off a lot of people, because, you know, who wants to buy something with dog hair on it? I mean, I do put that I have a pet-friendly household so people know, hey, it may happen. My dogs shed a lot. But I do also try very hard to get off all the pet fur. Well, this wasn't even my pet fur, and so I should not have picked them up. And I learned a lesson there. Okay, and the last lesson learned, bad buy, is a vintage Y2K embroidered crop jacket, Cassidy Boutique, charcoal zip-up 3/4 sleeve. This was another Jomar purchase, Jomar box. The wholesale boxes. I don't know if they're in business still. They won't get my business. Sold in 300 days on eBay through a customer offer and promoted listings for $18.82. I had paid $5.03, and after shipping and after fees, I only made 61 cents. So in total, I sold 35 items. The average days to sell was 131 days. So that is longer than I like. I usually like to sell things within 90 days, that 3-month time period. But I did get rid of some old things, and so that is good. All right, so my totals for the week. Like I said, it was just an average week, which average is okay. It wasn't a bad week. I had $995.11 in sales. My cost of goods for the week was $162.24, and my profit for the week was $484.63. I'd really like my average weeks to be about $550, but it wasn't terrible. And my average sale price was $28.43. Average cost of goods was under $5. That's my mark. I want to hit $4.64. And then my average profit per item was $13.84. So quite a bit lower than it had been, but still an average week, and you're going to have those. I didn't list as much. I'll tell you that. So what do I always say? Just keep listing.
Brain fart. How do you spell prejudice?
Preju.
J. That's the problem. Okay.
Hey, get out of here. I don't let any dogs in here. Come on. Judice. Come on. Reach. Go.
I've tried it every way I could possibly think of.
You're like, Jay?
Yeah, there's the problem.